and welcome to the Passion Witch Project. I'm your host, Emily Steckel, pharmacist, passion witch, and energy healer. And on this show, we chat with folks who are leaning into what makes them wonderfully weird and following their passion. And today we are so grateful to be joined by Megan Pepper, goddess of many things that she will delight us in sharing over the course of the next 30 minutes. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you so much. The goddess of many things. I do like that title. I think we're going to stick with that one for a little while.
I know, I think that one belongs on like
I love that you're like, whatever makes you magically weird. Like that's...
I mean, we're all weird.
A little bit.
We're
yeah,
all a little bit
for
weird,
sure.
and that's like the beauty of it, I think.
I think people have to embrace that and love that about themselves.
Yeah.
And then life just gets lighter in my book. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to share this because you gave me the green light, but before, so I'll share with our audience, before we came into the studio today, Megan and I were each in our separate cars, and I thought for a second about going and being like, hey, Megan, and then I was like, no, you know what? I have my own like pre-camera ritual. I do a little bit of Reiki in my car. I sit there, I meditate for a couple of minutes, and I was like, I'm going to let her do whatever her thing was. And would you mind sharing with the audience what your thing is? Because it's so lovely.
Yeah, of course. I was on the phone with my best friend in North Carolina. She is my hype person, my hype lady, my biggest cheerleader. And I call her in like right before every important event or, you know, anything that I need somebody to be like, you're going to do amazing at. I've used her a lot in the last 24 hours. I had a big event happen last night, which I can tell you about later. Yes. And I called her right before and I was like, I need you to hype me up. I need my cheerleader. And she was there and ready to go. And, you know, we've been friends for 33 years, so yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, and she's all the way in North Carolina, and she's always there when I call. So yeah, she's my head person.
I think that makes it extra special that you've been able to maintain that level of closeness despite the distance.
Yeah, and she's been there since we were 20, and you know, we've been able to maintain that friendship, and now we get to travel together because we're older and don't have so much responsibility now. So yeah, it's really very cool.
I love that.
Yeah, I love her so much. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, our people.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you didn't look at this question ahead of time.
I didn't.
And I love that. Like, I love when I ask this question and there's no preparation. It's kind of like, So you don't have to have an answer. Let me start by saying that.
Okay.
And you're allowed to change your mind.
Okay.
But if you could be the best in the world at one thing, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. Just
one
thing.
I told you it was hard.
Okay, so because I'm a mom, I should say I would like to be the best mom ever, right? I think all moms have just something in the back of their mind where they wish they did something a little bit better. They wish they handled something a little bit better. Besides that, I don't know. That's really, I guess right now my focus is yoga and and being a teacher. I've been a yoga teacher for just over a year, and I would really love to be the best at that. You know, that's my focus right now. So that's kind of where I'd like to be because it just fills my soul. So yeah.
I'm curious, like, when did you come to yoga? Because I mean, this is a show to talk about passion. I know this is something that you're passionate about.
Of course.
Yeah.
So as you know, I'm a wicked avid hiker, obviously.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that too.
So I started to go to yoga like in 2019. I finished my New Hampshire 48 in 2019, and my body could just feel it. I was hiking like 4 days a week, like quite a bit, up in the White Mountains. So that takes a toll on your body. So I was like, I'm going to try yoga. The first studio I went to, I was not a huge fan of, and I had not a great experience. So it took me a while to go back to it. And I found Soul Power right here in Bedford in 2019, and that's been my home ever since. It's such an open and loving community. And I just fell in love with power yoga and yin yoga and all things and the community, and it just warms my soul. And if I'm having a bad day, I can go and not even focus on the yoga and just turn inward on my mat, even if I'm just laying there in the community. Like, I just feel better. My day is better after being there. So yeah.
It's so interesting. I feel so much the same way when I do yoga, that like my soul is happy. It feels like nourishment. And I'm wondering, like, do you feel, and you can feel free to like not answer this if it's uncomfortable, but do you feel like your yoga practice is filling a sort of like the role of spirituality in your life, or in part, or in like.
Yeah, in a way, that helps me shut my mind off a little bit, right? And all day long, I mean, I have multiple jobs, so all day long, we're going crazy, right? We have all of these things that we do on a regular basis, and it's that 1 hour that I can take to sit in quiet and turn inward, as opposed to worrying about everything that's happening on the outside world. So there is a level of spirituality there that helps me connect mind, body, breath, and connect deeper. And there is, to me, yoga is a very meditative practice, even if you are doing power like we do.
Totally.
I mean, it is completely you have to turn inward and pay attention to your body and let everything else go. And that itself is like a beautiful practice that most people don't even get to experience, or they don't understand it, right? They just think yoga is stretching. It's so much more than that, right? It's so much more than that. So yeah, I love it so much. And I'll circle back to my hype woman last night. So like I said, I've been a yoga teacher now for just over a year. And I've had some practice like teaching at other studios, and I do teach at 2 other studios. But my goal was always to practice at Seoul, to teach at Seoul. And last night I did my demo for them, and they hired me. So I have. Congratulations! Thank you.
Oh, that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
You get to celebrate
so
this today.
Yeah. So my my yoga mentors, the reason that I fell in love with yoga is because the owner of the studio and the teachers that teach there, and to get up in front of them and do a demo is very scary.
Yeah.
Like, it's so intimidating. I can't even tell you how scary that is. And for them to be like, that was really, really good. You did so well. We want to have you come in and join our crew. And I was like, is this for real? And it happened so late last night, and I haven't really it hasn't really sunk in yet. So I'm just so excited for them. So shout out to my ladies at Soul Power over in Bedford. I'm so excited to join their crew. So yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I wonder too. I mean, yoga absolutely can be practiced as a solo kind of act, right? I mean, we can do it alone in our homes. We can access any number of like online videos or content, but for me personally, I want to be in a room with people. I want an instructor to guide me. Yeah. Like, what do you feel the benefit is, or what calls you to practice in that context, to have a room full of people, to be a teacher?
It really is the community, because you're in there and you're working hard with other people, and there's no judgment and there's no comparison. You might look at your partner, your person next to you, and be like, wow, they're doing like this amazing thing. Like, I hope my body can do that someday, right? Like, I want to work towards that. Or you're like, man, I don't know that I can do. But there's no like internal comparison, like, oh, they're better than I am. That's not what the community is about. The yoga community is so loving and so helpful. And everybody really is just cheering you on, and it is a powerful thing to practice next to other people and share that with them. And you spend this hour, moving your body in a way that can at times be uncomfortable. And that everybody else that's sitting in that space is also uncomfortable. And so there's like a bond that happens when you're doing that. Same with hiking, when you're hiking with other people. There's a bond that happens when you go through that struggle of climbing, or you go through that struggle of that class. And you're bonded to that person for as long as you're in that community. So I just think that's a beautiful thing. I mean, I do it at home by myself, but it's not the same. It's kind of boring.
I think there's something about like being the energy of a room full of people who are trying. Right? Who are doing something to challenge themselves, to turn inward.
Yeah, and it's all different people from all different backgrounds of life, all different jobs, all different personalities, and they're all there for the same purpose. And they're there to work with you and cheer you on. And that's what I think in most studios the yoga community is about. That's you know what I mean? Like, that's a really exciting thing, and it's just a great thing to be a part of. So as you know, you go to Humboldt, so you know exactly. And it's very similar to Seoul. So it's just that kind of power community that's just loving and giving. So it's great. I love it.
I'm so grateful to the instructors I've had too. Setting the tone of a class at the beginning. There are so many ways to do it that are so unique and gorgeous, right? Some people are great at kind of bringing in personal stories from their lives that illustrate whatever the kind of intention is for the week or the day. You know, some people are great at kind of pulling in quotes or creating playlists that really take you through a journey. I think like to just underscore what a beautiful gift it is that an instructor gives to a class.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many, but that is one of my favorite things to do. And you don't get into teaching yoga to make money. You do it because you love it. Yeah. And you love the gift that you're giving to your students, and you love the feeling that they give back to you. And that itself is a gift. Like the feeling that they share with you at the end of class, and you see them walk out with their smile on their face and a little bit lighter in their heart. That's a gift.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't really experience that until you teach a class, and somebody's like, oh my God, I needed that so much.
Yes.
I need it too.
Yeah.
I get the same feeling when I finish a class if I'm practicing or if I'm teaching. Yeah. It's that same, wow, I really needed that. Right? Like this is kind of
it's nourishing in so many ways.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. I think it's, body, mind, heart, soul. I find I suppose I'm finding more and more there are experiences that nourish in all of the ways. I think hiking for me is another one that nourishes. So
100%.
Tell me a little bit more about that too, because I think there are lots of parallels probably we could draw between those two
lots of
practices,
parallels.
hiking and yoga. But yeah.
So hiking for me is, I'll preface this by saying that I was not a active child. I didn't start hiking until I was 33. Didn't even like the outside. And I'll tell you the story because you'll think it's funny. I was driving through Franconia Notch when I was 27 with a really good friend of mine, and she was like, actually, you know what, it was before the Man on the Mountain fell, so it was pre-2004, I think.
Okay.
And she's like, let's get out of the car and see the Man on the Mountain. I was like, here in the middle of the forest? 93 runs right through there, and I'm like, there could be bears. Like I'm on 93, right? Worried about bears getting out of the woods in Franconia Notch. So that's how extreme my journey with hiking has become.
Yeah.
So I started my 48. I don't know, 2013 or something like that. And it took a really long time to do it. I took my time. It was a journey. It wasn't, I'm going to set this goal and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I used hiking a lot to get over relationships, to get through job changes, to any kind of therapy I think I needed. I took it out on the mountains. So hiking is a beautiful gift, and there's something that you share with people. You can solo hike. A lot of people do. I do once in a while. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I like to bond with people. That's my jam. I like to go through that struggle of climbing a mountain with somebody else, and that's how you really get to know somebody.
Oh my God, yes.
You have 5-6 hours on the trail with somebody. You hear all of their stories, and then you see how they respond to challenges. You see how they respond to the accomplishment, and then when you get to the top of a summit with somebody, and there's just a light in their eyes that they've accomplished something, even if they've done it 100 times, right? You're like, we made it. There's like this beautiful, magical, silent thing that just happens when you get to the top of a mountain, and then you come back down. So similar to yoga, you go through that bonding experience with somebody, and it's really amazing. So, yeah.
I don't know if you found this too, but I think hiking with a group of people, maybe especially women, you really start to see the unique gifts that people bring to a group, right?
Yeah.
There's someone who's maybe the hype woman who is right, cheering everyone on. There's maybe someone who's thought ahead of time about everybody's snack needs and packed the extra snacks.
I love that person so much.
Right? There's maybe someone who thought to bring extra water.
Yeah.
There's maybe and we start to see just how communities form.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's funny, everybody has their own job on trail, kind of, right?
Yeah.
In my group, I have several different groups of people that I hike with on a regular basis, and each group is very different. So each person has their own task. There's the one that plans everything. There's the one that brings all the extra snacks, and then there's some of us who bring the snacks for the car afterwards, right? Because there's nothing better than getting back to the trailhead.
What's your favorite end of hike snack?
Oh, PB&J all day long.
Interesting. I love that. I go for a
all
Snickers
day long.
bar.
A Snickers bar. That's my best friend Scott. He's a Snickers bar lover. He only eats Snickers bars on trail.
Me too.
And like Goo Chews. That's it.
Like, that's the only time I eat a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
but it's my favorite.
Yeah, I like a PB&J on the summit or at the end.
Yeah.
Totally okay with that. Either way is fine. You know, because wintertime you don't really have time to sit and eat a snack. So you're just kind of tagging the summit, taking a picture, you're out because it's too cold.
Yeah.
But there's nothing better than getting back to the car and having an ice cold drink, whether that's, you know, electrolytes or beer, one or the other.
Right?
Right?
Something.
Whatever works.
Market.
No, beer never tastes good to me until it's like after a hike, and then I'm like, wow, this is magical. And I don't even drink very often, so like there's just something great about that. And just like that little pleasure of knowing that you accomplished something huge. And then you're finishing it off with something amazing and delicious. So yeah,
I've often thought of hiking as a feast for the senses.
Yeah.
Right. Again, there aren't I think a ton of experiences where you can go, you can see beautiful things, you can hear the sound of the birds or a water, you know, in the waterfall.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can smell like the pine and just that like fresh mountain air. You can taste the PB&J.
It's so good.
Right. Like
Yes.
you can. And there's also like this sense of community that is, it's rare because you are working toward this common end.
Yes.
And you are supporting each other. And then there's the sense of accomplishment, like in your kind of yourself, right? There aren't that many experiences that give you this whole feast.
Oh yeah, wide variety of it's all the senses all together.
Yeah.
I think that's why I fell in love with it.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
when did you get bitten by the bug?
Oh my gosh. So I had somebody take me on my first hike ever. It was 2013. And he played it really right. He waited till fall. Till it was like peak foliage.
Oh yeah.
And it was a smaller peak. It was Mount Potash up in the Whites along the Kangamangas. And you know, I suffered because I wasn't a hiker. I went to the gym. Like I worked out, but I wasn't hiking shape is very different than other working out shape.
Agreed.
So for me, as soon as I got to the top and I see this beautiful view and I'm thinking, I've lived here in the state my entire life.
Yes.
Never did I ever experience anything like taking that summit for the first time. And I'm thinking, I've wasted, now I was 33 at the time, 33 years of not experiencing how beautiful this state is. And then that's when it hit me, like I want to see all of this. I want to hike every one of these mountains that I can see, even though it was hard. It was like really, really hard. And I had to learn a lot of tough lessons. But I feel like I've seen it all. But, you know, it was that moment of realizing that this is right here in our backyards. Yeah. And yes, many more people are taking advantage of it now than when I was in my 30s. Like, it wasn't a popular thing like it is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the bug bit me right then and there. I was like, that's it. That's it for me. I love this. And, you know, I went through a downtime after a breakup that I didn't hike for a little while, and I was kind of looking for my people. Yeah. And then I found a women's hiking group, and I joined a couple of their hikes, and I started to find my people. And then I became the ambassador of that group. Which was a really beautiful thing. I got to meet women from all over the country who are hikers, and we would travel. We still, some of us still travel together. So it was a really beautiful experience to meet so many new people. And then that has morphed into me finding my hiking crew outside of that. And I have these amazing friends who are, you know, ultra runners and triathlon and athletes, and they do these crazy 100-mile races. I'm not there. That's... I don't know that my body will ever be, but they are, and they're so inspiring to me. So that group that I have really pushes me and inspires me to do more. And then I have my Goddess Adventure group.
Yes. Oh, there's a goddess coming back.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. So
Please tell us a little bit about that, if you
so
don't mind.
I kind of wanted to do my own thing after being the ambassador of the other group for a while. I still am in that group and do some stuff with them. I've kind of given it to somebody else to kind of take over because my plate's really full. Yeah. But I created Goddess Adventures because I wanted to create a wellness group for women on Facebook, right? It is based around hiking and yoga, but it's also a place where you can go and have, you know, female conversation and vent, you know, like I post in there when I have time. There's no standard. I'm not in there every day because I don't want to be annoying to people. Plus, I have 2 jobs. technically 3.
Yeah.
So, it's just a place for me to go and be like, oh my gosh, here's what's happening to me today. And those are the posts that always get a lot of hits, right? If I'm talking about perimenopause or I'm talking about, any kind of female issue, the women they need a place to vent.
Yeah.
And it's a safe space. And I also think it's a very safe space if you have questions about hiking. There are a lot of groups on Facebook, hiking groups, that if you ask a question, you can easily get berated or attacked or somebody telling you, wrong information or, we're just going to call them not safe spaces.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of created this. Like, there's no stupid question, ask. I'd rather you ask than become a search and rescue. So please reach out and ask me if there's any questions about hiking. So
What's something that you think everybody should know who is maybe curious about hiking for the first time, who's sensing it's time to try it?
Shoes are important. Not just sneakers. Shoes are important, and you're going to go through probably 3 or 4 pair before you find the right one. Being prepared is a big thing. The 10 essentials is huge. Hopefully you never have to use them. Hopefully you never have to use half of them, but it's important to have them. The whites are no joke.
Yeah.
In June it can be 80 here, and it can be 30 up there, and snowing.
Yep.
So
I hiked Mount Washington in July a few years back, and there was still snow in Tuckerman's. There were people skiing in July.
Yeah. So just be prepared and ask questions. That would be my advice. Ask questions if you want to go. I think most people are scared. I shouldn't say most people. A lot of women, I think, are scared to just jump and go. They really are looking for either somebody to go with them, or they're looking for a resource to find out what they need to know before they go. Sure, there are some of us who jump right in and get very lucky, but that's kind of why I created the space.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of women's groups out there on Facebook, which is amazing, and they're all very wonderful. They're all I have nothing bad to say about any of them. There are a couple groups that have their fair share of issues, and if you ask a question you can get attacked, and it's really not a safe space for them, but most of the women's groups are really, really good. So it's something that I think as a community of women, hiking women, you should be proud of, because it's a safe space to go. So
I feel like yoga, hiking is one of those things that, like, once you've experienced it personally and it's resonated with you and it's given you something, it's like, oh, I would love to create the context for someone else to enjoy this as well, right? Like, whether that's information or support in some way, because it's such a gift that we give to ourselves.
It's true. And I was very lucky. I had somebody train me in hiking, right? I had somebody give me all the ropes, right? What I needed, walked me through step by step, told me what trails to take, and gave me all the hiking advice that I needed in the first couple of years. And I'm super grateful for that person. Like, thank goodness I had that person, because I don't know if I would have even gone out and did any of that. I'd like to be that person for other people. I want to help you and guide you. And a lot of times I just get random people messaging me through Messenger, and they're like, can you help me with the trail? Like, which one should I take up? Or, what's the trails like up there now? Like, that's everybody's question this time of the year, because it's spring, and it's spring here, but it's not spring up there yet.
Exactly.
So,
it's a mystery, really. unless you're up there.
You never know what you're going to get until you're up there. So, it can be, but I'm happy to be that resource for people. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm curious too. I think it can feel like hiking, yoga, these are facets of ourselves that maybe you do your day job and then you go off and you have this other kind of practice. But I think there are always ways that it shows up in the way that we're doing our income work, or the way we're living our lives.
100%.
How do you feel those practices, hiking and yoga specifically, inform the way you live?
So I'm in real estate, so I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I've been in that field for a really long time. And I did it for a long time, and then I kind of got tired after COVID. I would say I got burnt out after COVID. We were, as loan officers, we were working 12, 15 hours a day from our dining room tables, because we were told to go home. Interest rates were 2%. Everybody was calling. It was nonstop. And I'm not complaining. It was a very great time for me. But it got very tiring. So I took a little bit of a break, about 2 years, and that's when I became a yoga teacher. So anyway, I came back into mortgage lending in the fall, and I decided I was going to reconnect in a different way with people, not just kind of call every referral partner that I possibly could that I could maybe connect with. For me, it's much deeper than that. And that is when I bring in hiking and yoga, because I get a lot of business from realtors, and I have a lot of real estate agents now that I hike with.
Yeah.
So as soon as they see me, they're like, oh, you hike? And I was like, yeah, I do. They're like, I'd really like to hike. I'm like, let me take you hiking. And that's where we can connect on trail.
Yeah.
You want to go to a yoga class? Come to my yoga class.
Yes.
Or let's go to yoga together.
Yes.
Like, so probably at least 2 times a week, I'm either at yoga or I'm out hiking with a referral partner.
Yep.
And not only are we building a business connection because we're talking about work, but we're also building a friendship.
Yep.
And that's really important. I feel like in business, right? Real estate is very cutthroat. It's exhausting, and it can be very burnout. So I am hell-bent on doing it different this time, and really connecting with people on a much deeper level as opposed to just the sales level. So
I love that, Megan.
yeah, it feels more genuine to me.
Yeah, you get to show up as you.
Right, to
your
have
work.
those connections with people. And I'm really good at hiking, and I'm really good at yoga, and I have a wealth of knowledge that I want to share with people. So for me, that's like an easy, you know, like, let's get outside. You want to just go for a walk? It doesn't have to be a mountain.
Right, exactly.
You know, everybody's like, let's go out for drinks and let's go get lunch. I'm like, let's go for a walk. Let's go outside.
Yeah,
like,
let's get that
nice
body, mind, heart, and
outside.
soul juice.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's 100% the way that I would like to conduct my business. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, Megan, how can someone find you if they wanted to work with you or learn from you or just be in your lovely energy?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I have so many connections. You can find me on Facebook. It's just Megan Pepper. I don't have a business page. You can go to Goddess Adventures, my hiking wellness page. That is a group, hiking group. So if you're a female and you want to learn more about hiking or yoga, or you just want to connect with other females, you can go to my Goddess Adventures group. It's Goddess Adventures, I think, hiking and wellness, something like that. Anyway, it's a picture of me and my 4 girlfriends on a mountain. You'll know the picture immediately. Like, yep, this is it. It's a sunset picture, so it's quite stunning. But yeah, that's where most people can find me. That's probably the best connection. You can message me anytime. Yeah. And about real estate too. I mean, just reach out anything. But that's usually where people find me, is either directly through Facebook or in the group. So yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Megan, I'm inspired by the way you've integrated all of these facets of your life. I think it's just really beautiful. And I'm so grateful for you coming, and cheers to many more chats.
Yes, absolutely. This was so much fun. I'm so excited to have been here. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity that we've met, and we got to thank Colleen for that.
Thank Colleen. I know.
She's
I
so
know. Our
great.
viewers will meet Colleen soon.
Yes. We need to meet Colleen very soon. So yeah, she's great. So thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yay.
And thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Passion Witch Project. We'll see you next time.